We got a hooper on the show now. He is Notre Dame basketball's all-time shot blocker, 201 swats total, two-time Fighting Irish captain. He is Jordan Cornette. Welcome to the fight, Jordan. How are you?
Vic, I'm doing well, man. When you guys reached out to me for an opportunity like this, I was super excited. Notre Dame means the world to me, being a student athlete there in my 4 years. Unforgettable times.
Well, we've talked a lot of Notre Dame football tonight, but as a baller, we just heard from Mike Bray. How proud are you of the Notre Dame basketball program?
It's a nice time to come on here and talk a little hoops, Vic, when you beat a team like Kentucky. I don't care how close it got in the second half there. A win on the road, heck, scheduling a game during this COVID era was worth 2 hat tips, to be honest. It's a tough challenge for any of these student athletes. That's why partly I wanted to jump on here and support in any way I can, because understanding the sacrifice that these young men and women are making within our athletic department, those involved with the athletic department and the student athletes and coaches, it really, I'm staring at a very resilient group every time I turn on the tube. That's not lost upon me at all.
Yeah, that schedule. Whew, that is rough, but hopefully it all works out at the end for Mike Bray and company. All right, so Jordan, I'm looking at some stat sites here, and they list you officially
No, don't
at
do that.
6'9"
Vic,
or
don't look at
6'10".
stats. Please don't look at stats.
What's your official height, man? Come on, come clean.
You know what? I feel good, Vic, about telling you my height. My weight, no shot am I answering that question on here. But for my height, yeah, it depends. If I'm out in an area, a rougher area, I might need to defend myself. I'm 6'9". But in reality, I'm truly 6'8".
All right. Well, whatever it was, you blocked a lot of shots. Regardless of height, we know you're a great jumper, defensive player, all that stuff. Is that a skill that you learn, or is that a skill you're born with?
You know, I think I was blessed enough to play with a lot of good offensive players. None of them could play a lick of defense. And because they couldn't guard, it put me in a position to erase some of their mistakes and block some shots. That is the most deceiving picture you may ever see, Vic, right there. That's Carmelo Anthony, who I think bucketed about 27 or 28 on me. I actually fouled him, but it looks great like I'm blocking the shot. So it pops up on my Instagram all the time. It's a real big Instagram flex, but I actually fouled him there.
So you graduated from, well, I'm glad you admitted that. You graduated in 2005, and you've become a pretty darn good broadcaster. You developed a nice career there at the ACC Network and at ESPN. How fun has it been to talk all this Notre Dame football, especially during the fall show on the ACC Network?
Well, I got to say, Vic, I hope to get to a place where I've won so many Emmys that I can't even keep track of them. I mean, what have you won? Like 37 of those things at this point?
Some of them were gifted. Some of them were, Jordan, they were gifted. Don't worry about that. I mean, it's all about where you stand right now. You're doing fine for yourself.
Yeah, well, it's an honor to be talking to you, my friend. The career you've had and the ability to be consistently relevant and doing a great job. I mean, that's something I aspire to be in this business. Absolutely. I love it. I mean, I'll tell you, to be able to talk about Notre Dame right now and get paid to do it, I think it annoys a lot of people that I'm working with who are gung-ho ACC people through and through and always have been, and we swoop in the Irish on this study abroad year, and it's like, this is ours. We're going to go undefeated. We're going to take all your hardware, and we're probably not coming back. So it's been fun for me to watch. Again, I have to speak to the sacrifice that everybody's making to safely make this happen. It's been an incredible ride. And I remember what it was like when I was a student athlete. I got to see some of my old friends who popped up on here, friends currently to this day, like Jack Collinsworth and Brady Quinn. And Brady, you know, thinking back when we were student athletes, like we know what this ride means to these 18 to 22-year-olds and the memories they're creating. It's fun to stand behind them and support, but I got to stay neutral on Saturdays. So it's an interesting ride for me.
Yeah, that was my next question. I mean, it is so hard. I remember my first job, Jordan, was in South Bend after graduation. And I said to myself, I can't work here because I cannot temper my enthusiasm and be neutral. How difficult is that?
It's impossible. And I'm probably doing it to a point where I want to be authentic because honestly, Vic, that's a big part of who I am. So I do want to be professional, but it's no surprise that I'm a Notre Dame guy in my broadcast for basketball, in my radio show. I do a lot of different things, and that's part of my identity. So I go into this one very neutral in terms of course, I want to see Notre Dame win, but analyzing it, I mean, what a rematch we're on the precipice of here with these two teams. A Clemson team that the public swears looks completely different with Trevor Lawrence out there at quarterback, despite the fact that DJ Uiagalelei threw for 439 yards. If I'm the defense for Notre Dame, if I'm Ian Book, I know Coach Kelly, that chip on the shoulder, I mean, it's a pretty robust chip right there. And once you get the confidence of beating a team like Clemson once, that helps you beyond any numeric value in a game. So they could be double figure underdogs. I'm sure that sits just fine with them. They've done this before this year, and they got to be riding high right now.
Jordan, I tell you, it's impressive to talk to you. Keep carrying that torch for Notre Dame sports, and hopefully we'll hook up in the future, man. Thanks for joining us on The Fight tonight.
Just give me one of the Emmys, Vic. I just need to put one by my jersey. You hook me up?
You got it, buddy. It's all yours. Thanks again. Time now to talk a little hockey. That's right.